All right, Algebra 1A students, welcome to your video on Lesson 4, Section 5. In this video, we're going to be talking about writing a function rule. In our last videos, we were talking about making graphs from a function rule. And in this video, we're going to start to learn how to write our own function rules or our own equations based on a word problem, based on a certain situation. Okay? So as it says here in our essential understanding, many real-world functional relationships can be represented by equations. We can use an equation to find the solution of a given real-world problem. All right? So here's our first question, our first situation, our first scenario. It says you can estimate the temperature by counting the number of chirps the snowy cricket makes, the snowy tree cricket makes. Okay? The outdoor temperature is about 40 degrees more than 1/4 of the number of chirps the cricket makes in a minute. Okay, what is the function rule that represents this situation? Okay, so a couple things that we need here to write a function rule. We need our two variables. One variable is the temperature, okay, which I'm going to use a capital T to represent. T for temperature. The other one is number of chirps that I count in a minute. And I'm going to use C for that. Number of chirps, C for chirps. Okay? So I have temperature, which is going to be T. I have number of chirps in a minute, which is going to be C. And now I just need to write an equation that relates these two variables to each other. Okay? So in this case, the key information is what I have outlined in blue here in our problem. Right, so here's our key sentence. The outdoor temperature is. Okay, one thing we need to know is that whenever we see the word is, that means an equal sign. Okay, is means an equal sign almost all the time. So temperature is going to start T equal sign. Temperature is T equal sign. Okay. Now the next thing says 40 degrees more than. More than should indicate to us plus. So it's going to be something plus 40 more. Right? Because it's 40 more than whatever comes next. So it's going to be something, whatever comes next, plus 40, because it's 40 more than that. Okay? So we've got temperature is something plus 40 more. Well, 40 more than what? 40 more than 1/4 the number of chirps. 1/4 of the number of chirps. Okay? So in that case, there's my variable C, but it's not just the number of chirps plus 40, it's 1/4 of the number of chirps. Right? It's 1/4 of the number of chirps. 1/4 times the number of chirps. Okay, 1/4 number of chirps plus 40 more. The outdoor temperature is means equal sign, about 40 degrees more than, that's the plus 40, 1/4 number of chirps. 1/4 number of chirps is C. Okay, so I've basically turned these words into this equation. T equals 1/4 C plus 40. And then obviously I could ask you, okay, if the number of chirps that I count is 80 in 1 minute, what do I think the temperature is about? Well, I could do that pretty easily by taking 80, putting it in for C, right? 1/4 times 80. 1/4 times 80 is 20. 20 plus 40 more than that means my temperature would be 60. Okay, so once we write this equation, we can evaluate it for different number of chirps that we hear. Okay, but we just took these words, found our variables, wrote an equation based on what they told us. 40 more than 1/4 the number of chirps. Okay, I'd like you to try one here real quick. Here it says a landfill has 50,000 tons of waste in it right now. Each month, it accumulates an average of 420 more tons of waste. Okay, so the information here that we need to to have in our mind is that we're starting with 50,000, and then we add on to that 420 more each month. Each month implies multiplying by a variable m. Okay. Total amount of waste after m months. I would use W and m. I'd start W equals, because waste is what? Waste is something with these numbers. Take a minute and look at that, then come on back and I'll show you what we should get. Okay, in this case, waste starts out right now at 50,000. 50,000. And then each month we're going to add on 420 more tons of waste. Okay? 420 more tons of waste. So 420 times m. 420 tons of waste every month. When it says each month, that implies I need to multiply by my variable. Okay? 420m. So W equals 50,000 plus 420 times m each month. M is months, so however many months I go, that's what I need to multiply by 420. So if, let's say, I let m be 6 months, well, we can figure out how much waste we would expect in there by taking the 6, plugging it in for m, and multiplying. And it would end up being W equals, let's see, 52,520. 52,520 tons. We're going to put 6 in there. 420 times 6 is 2,520. Add that to 50,000, and this is what we get. So if you have questions about writing equations from a word problem, or plugging a number in and finding a certain value of that equation, please make a note to ask me in class tomorrow. Otherwise, that's all I have for you. Have a wonderful night.